Thanks, Stephanie. It's no surprise that Marvel dominates the big screen with their Avengers universe. Fans of those movies will get a taste of the darker side of Marvel with some Netflix original shows. I'm here with Cassandra McNeil to talk about the 4 shows leading up to the Defender series later this year.
Yeah, so Marvel's Netflix only shows Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and most recently Iron Fist have all been leading up to the Defenders, which will follow the unlikely heroes as they try to work together to save New York City.
You think the 4 of you can save New York?
You watched Daredevil and Iron Fist. Tell me a little bit about those.
Yeah, so Daredevil's the one that started this whole thing off. It follows Matt Murdock, who is a blind attorney by day and the hero Daredevil by night. Basically, him and his friend Foggy run their own law firm called Nelson & Murdock, and they're just trying to help the little guy in Hell's Kitchen, New York, where a bunch of crime lords are coming together and trying to work together to basically take over Hell's Kitchen and do what they want with the small part of the large city. So by day, he's trying to stop this criminal underworld, basically, with the law, and then by night, he goes around and tries to stop them with his fists and with the help of some of the police who don't necessarily agree with his tactics.
I am the Iron Fist.
Iron Fist is the most recent Netflix original show from Marvel that's come out. Iron Fist is about Danny Rand, who returns from basically being trained in an alternate universe by monks, and he returns as the Iron Fist, which is basically where all of his chi goes into his fists, and he can basically break anything. The main enemy in this show is kind of a returning enemy from a couple of the other Marvel shows called The Hand. And Danny has to deal with trying to stop the Hand, and that's kind of where it leads into the Defenders, where the Defenders now need to try and stop what the Hand is doing in New York City. So those were 2 of the Marvel series. You watched the other 2 Marvel series, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. Tell me a little bit about those.
So Jessica Jones is based off of the comic book series Alias, and it focuses on a private investigator with a dark past and some superhuman strength. Possibly my favorite part about the series is the starkiness and the overall tone. It's a breath of fresh air to the typical movies that we're exposed to from Marvel, and the villain in the show, Kilgrave, his narcissistic and sociopathic ways connect with Jessica's attitude really well, and it's nice to see an anti-hero go against such a mind-controlling villain. We were introduced to Luke Cage in Jessica Jones before he got his own show, where we see the unbreakable superhuman try to rebuild his life in Harlem. We see an almost vulnerable side to such a powerful man while he fights himself in deciding whether or not he wants to become the neighborhood's hero. But I feel like that because we did get an introduction to him already, his own show almost feels a little bit empty. It was done really well, but it just isn't my favorite of the 4 shows.
Being a hero just puts a target on your back.
Not much is known about the Defender series, other than that it will be released later this year. But with recent success of character development in all of their movies and shows, it'll be no surprise when Marvel dominates the small screen. Back to you, Stephanie.